Looking back at your preliminary task, what do you feel you have learned in the progression from it to the full product? By completing the preliminary task, it allowed me to reintroduce myself to the basic tools in Photoshop. This gave me some practice in using these tools so that when it came to producing my actual magazine, I knew exactly how to use them. For example, editing images the way I wanted them to look, e.g. by adjusting the lighting or saturation. The layout I used in my preliminary task is quite similar to that of my final magazine. For example, my main image dominates the front cover on both the preliminary task and my final magazine. I think a close-up or a mid-shot is a strong shot type to use on a magazine front cover and works well in enticing the audience to buy the magazine, as they can identify with the artist on the front cover. I also think direct address is a key convention for enticing the audience into reading the magazine, as it makes the audience feel like the artist is directly addressing them, and therefore they can identify with them. I also used 3 columns on my preliminary contents page as well as on my final magazine. I think 3 columns is the correct amount that should be used on a contents page, as it reassures the reader that there is a lot of interesting storylines included in the magazine. However, it leaves enough room for images to be used as well so that the audience can identify with other artists featured in the issue. Also, the use of subheadings and page numbers helps the readers to navigate themselves easily through the magazine to pages that most interest them. By doing the preliminary task, I realised how important it was to have a consistent colour scheme and house style, so that the magazine house style and colour scheme was consistent and the magazine didn't look too busy with lots of different colours and typography. I also decided I wasn't going to have additional cover lines, as this wouldn't fit in with the minimalistic style of my magazine, as it would take away the dominance of the artist in the main image. There is a big difference between my preliminary task front cover and my actual front cover. This is mainly due to the minimalistic style I was trying to achieve, as I didn't use a boost or additional cover lines on my actual front cover, as some magazines do, as I wasn't afraid of having dead space because it helped to reinforce the minimalistic style. On my preliminary task front cover, I didn't change many conventions, as I wanted to make my magazine look eye-catching and exciting, whereas on my actual front cover I was trying to attract a specific niche indie audience. Therefore my image is very enigmatic and the magazine is dominated by the artist in the image.